when you really watch him. There's a pretense. There's something created about him in a sense of, and it's not just about being a rich kid or anything like that. I approach Donald Trump as what you kind of see in him.
Ever wonder what happens when a Hollywood legend takes on the art of the deal? Johnny Depp just schooled Trump in the fine art of mockery, and boy oh boy did the orange one lose his cool.
But what he is, I believe, is a brat.
I told them to build me that wall. I want a sensational wall. A fabulous wall. Don't remember what the question was, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to answer it anyway. Be more presidential. It's fabulous.
Donald Trump.
He was difficult.
From covfefe to bigly, Depp nailed every Trumpism, leaving the audience in stitches and the ex-prez in a Twitter tizzy. But is this celeb showdown just empty calories for our political diet, or is there more to this A-list roast than meets the eye? And this has always blown my mind a little bit. 91% that watch this show regularly haven't subscribed. Could I ask you for a small favor before we start? If you like this show, what we do here, and want to support us, the free simple way you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button.
Adam McKay, who I admire greatly and who's one of the funniest humans alive, we had a meeting and we were sitting there talking and he said, how would you like to do a feature film in 4 days? And I went, and I loved that idea. I didn't care if I knew if I was capable or not, you know. I wanted to try, so yeah, so I
All right, folks, buckle up because Johnny Depp just pulled off the ultimate presidential prank, and Trump's hair is about to get even more frazzled than usual. Picture this. Depp shows up on a talk show, and the audience is on the edge of their seats, not knowing what to expect. The host asks Depp about his thoughts on Trump, and suddenly the room goes quieter than Mar-a-Lago after a FBI raid. But then something magical happens. Depp's face scrunches up like he just bit into a lemon. His hair poofs out like it's been electrocuted, and suddenly he's not Jack Sparrow anymore. He's Donald Trump on a bad hair day. And let me tell you, every day is a bad hair day for old Donnie Diapers. Depp starts rambling about walls and being tremendous in a voice that sounds like a constipated Coke machine trying to dispense Diet Pepsi. The audience loses it, laughing so hard you'd think someone just leaked Trump's real tax returns. But wait, there's more. Depp keeps going, each impression more spot on than the last. It's like watching a one-man show of The Apprentice White House edition. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen some pretty good Trump impressions before. Alec Baldwin's got that pouty lip down pat, and Anthony Adamanic can do the hand gestures in his sleep. But Depp? He's taking it to a whole new level. It's like he's channeling Trump's inner toddler, complete with temper tantrums and an inability to form coherent sentences. The best part? Depp described Trump's speaking style as an angry orchestra conductor trying to swat invisible flies. I mean, can you picture it? Trump at the podium waving his tiny hands around like he's trying to conduct the world's most dysfunctional symphony. It's enough to make you wonder if those invisible flies are actually the last remaining brain cells trying to escape. But while everyone's laughing, you know Trump's probably reaching for his phone. This Twitter storm's gonna be huge. I can see it now. Washed up actor Johnny Depp thinks he can do me? Sad. I'm the best at being me. Nobody does me better than me. Fake impression. You gotta wonder though, is this just another celebrity feud or is there something more to it? I mean, when did we start taking our political cues from Hollywood anyway? It's like we're living in some bizarro world where the line between entertainment and politics is blurrier than Trump's vision without his ego magnifying glasses. But hey, maybe that's just the world we live in now. A world where a reality TV star can become president, and A-list actors can take him down with nothing more than a bad wig and an exaggerated pout. It's enough to make you wonder if we're all just living in one big absurd reality show. And if we are, can someone please tell me where the exit button is? Well folks, it looks like our orange-hued friend in the White House just couldn't resist taking the bait. Trump's reaction to Depp's impression was about as predictable as his hairdo in a windstorm. Picture this, Trump perched on his golden toilet, because let's face it, that's probably where he does his best tweeting. Face scrunched up like he just bit into a lemon soaked in liberal tears. His advisors are scrambling around like headless chickens trying to hide his phone, but it's too late. The tweet storm has begun and it's a category 5. Our commander-in-tweet fired off insults faster than he fires staff members. Low talent Depp, he typed with his tiny thumbs. Disney reject. Ooh, burn. I'm sure Johnny's crying into his millions right now. But wait, there's more. In a twist that nobody saw coming, except, everyone, Trump claimed he could do a better Johnny Depp impression than Depp himself. He actually tweeted, "I do a better Johnny Depp impression than Johnny Depp." Sure, Donald, and I'm the Queen of England. Maybe we should get you fitted for a tiara. Social media exploded faster than Trump's ego. Memes started popping up quicker than excuses for his failed businesses. My personal favorite, a side-by-side comparison of Depp's Trump and the real deal, captioned expectations versus reality. Ouch. But our tweeter-in-chief wasn't done yet. Oh no, he was just getting started. In a move that surely made his advisors reach for the Advil, Trump challenged Depp to an impression-off. Because that's what world leaders do now, right? Forget diplomacy and policy making. The real measure of a president is how well he can mimic a Hollywood star. And then, because apparently we hadn't reached peak absurdity yet, Trump's supporters started calling for a Depp boycott. Free speech is great and all, but how dare anyone make fun of their dear leader? It's almost like they forgot about that whole First Amendment thing. But hey, who needs the Constitution when you've got MAGA hats, right? Here's the kicker, though. Trump's tantrum only made Depp's impression more popular. It's like he never heard of the Streisand effect. For those of you who aren't up on your internet lore, that's when an attempt to hide or censor something only makes it more widely known. In other words, Trump played himself harder than he plays golf on the taxpayer's dime. Move over, Alec Baldwin. There's a new Trump in town, and he's got more star power than a MAGA rally has red hats. Johnny Depp's Trump impression didn't just ruffle some feathers. It started a full-blown celebrity civil war. Suddenly, every actor with a bad wig and a spray tan was jumping on the Trump-mocking bandwagon. It was like Hollywood decided to turn this political roast into a competitive sport. Late-night hosts were having a field day. It was Christmas in July, and Santa brought them a big ol' sack of Trump jokes. Jimmy Kimmel, never one to miss out on a good laugh, suggested a Trump-off between Depp and Baldwin. Can you imagine? Two grown men battling it out to see who can do the best impression of a guy who already seems like a parody of himself. It's like watching a snake eat its own tail, but funnier. But not everyone was laughing. Alec Baldwin, the OG Trump impersonator, was feeling the heat. He fired off a tweet faster than Trump after his morning covfefe. There's only room for one Trump in this town. Ooh, them's fighting words. But Depp, not one to back down from a challenge, hit back with a zinger of his own. At least my Trump can string a sentence together. Burn. It's like watching two oranges fight over who's the real fruit. The internet predictably lost its collective mind. Faster than you can say fake news, number team Depp and number team Baldwin were trending. People were picking sides like it was the last day of dodgeball in gym class. It was the celebrity feud nobody asked for, but everybody needed. Even politicians couldn't resist getting in on the action. Nancy Pelosi, probably wondering when she'd stepped into an episode of SNL, muttered, "I wish they'd impersonate someone else for a change. Maybe a competent leader." Ouch, Nance. Tell us how you really feel. But just when you thought this circus couldn't get any wilder, Baldwin and Depp decided to bury the hatchet right in Trump's ego. They teamed up for a Trump Brothers sketch, playing Donald and his long-lost brother Ronald Trump. It was like the Avengers, but with more spray tan and less saving the world. The sketch went viral faster than you can say build that wall. It broke the internet harder than a Kardashian photo shoot, proving once and for all that when it comes to Trump impressions, two heads are better than one, especially when those heads are topped with ridiculous blonde wigs. This whole debacle didn't just give us a good laugh. It showed us something pretty interesting about how politics and entertainment mix in our crazy world. Political satire isn't just for late night TV anymore. It's become a full contact sport, with celebrities leading the charge. But here's the million-dollar question. Is all this mockery actually doing any good? Sure, it's fun to laugh at the orange turd in chief, but are we just preaching to the choir? Are we changing any minds or just making ourselves feel better? Well, folks, it looks like our little comedy show might be more than just a laugh track for democracy. Some eggheads with fancy degrees have been crunching the numbers, and it turns out that all this Trump roasting business might actually be changing the political game. Who knew? Let's face it, politics can be about as exciting as watching paint dry on a turtle's back. But throw in a celebrity doing a goofy impression of the Orange Menace, and suddenly everyone's glued to their screens. It's like political spinach hidden in a comedy smoothie. You're getting your daily dose of civic engagement without even realizing it. But here's where things get interesting. According to the research nerds, people who watch political satire are actually more clued in about current events than those who don't. That's right, folks. While you're busy snorting at Depp's Trump impression, you're accidentally becoming a political genius. Take that, CSPAN. Of course, not everyone's thrilled about this comedy revolution. Some party poopers are worried that all this laughing is dumbing down serious issues. Because apparently what our political discourse really needs is more boring speeches and less laughter. Yawn. On the flip side, the pro-comedy crowd argues that political satire is making complex topics more relatable. Let's be honest, how many of us are going to sit down and read a 500-page policy paper on healthcare reform, but make a joke about Trump trying to repeal Obamacare with a magic wand and a spray tan, and suddenly everyone's an expert on the intricacies of the American healthcare system? But here's where things get a bit sticky. Some experts are worried that political satire might be reinforcing existing political divides. It's like preaching to the choir, but the choir is laughing so hard they can't hear the sermon. Liberals are chuckling, conservatives are fuming, and the political divide keeps growing wider than Trump's ego. Dr. Smarty Pants from a fancy university, their words not mine, pointed out that humor can be a double-edged sword in politics. On one hand, it's a powerful tool for criticism. On the other hand, it might be driving us further apart. It's like we're all laughing our way to separate corners of the political boxing ring. But here's the million-dollar question. Is all this celebrity political humor actually changing anything, or are we just making ourselves feel better while the world burns? Are we becoming more engaged citizens, or are we just distracted by the political equivalent of a shiny object? The jury's still out on that one, folks. But one thing's for sure, politics will never be the same again. We've gone from boring old C-SPAN to celebrity impersonation contests faster than you can say fake news. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, well, that's up for debate. So, Johnny Depp's Trump impression wasn't just about getting a few laughs. It was like throwing a political grenade into the room. Suddenly, everyone's talking about the orange man in the White House, but with less yelling and more giggling. It's like Depp found a way to make politics fun again, without the boring bits. But here's the kicker. While we're all busy chuckling at Depp's Trump face, we're actually learning stuff. It's like sneaking vegetables into a kid's pizza. They think they're just having fun, but they're getting smarter too, and that's the real magic of political humor. It's not just about making fun of the big shots. It's about getting people to care about what's going on in the world. So next time you see a celeb doing their best Trump impression, don't just laugh and move on. Use it as a springboard to dig deeper. Who knows, your next meme share might just be the start of a whole new political movement, or at least a really good Twitter thread.